Welcome to All Things Mental,
a podcast that honors the messy, beautiful, nonlinear journey of healing. Because healing isn't about fixing what's broken.
It's about discovering what you need in this moment and learning to trust yourself along the way.
Here, we share stories, resources, and reminders that you're never alone on your path.
So take a breath, lean in, and remember,
you are not broken.
You're just becoming a more beautiful version of your higher self. We're your co-hosts, Michelle
and Leanna,
here to remind you that
you're never alone
on your healing journey. Hello, and welcome to All Things Mental. This week, we are going to be discussing all things journaling. And this is a topic that is very intriguing to me because I remember when I first started my healing journey, I never thought I would be the person that journals. I didn't like doing it when I was a kid. I thought it was silly. Now, as an adult and as a healed person, as best as can be, because, you know, healing is not linear. I love it. It's my form of prayer and it's my go-to when I need to process my emotions. So we're basically just going to talk about our journey with journaling. Do you have anything to add before we dive in, Leanna?
Yes. Oh my gosh. I love that so much. That is so phenomenal. And I think about my journey with journaling very fondly because, like, when I was a kid, I used to love getting those journal books, right? And like a really nice pen to use. And I have at my parents' house, like, so many old journals of mine. I don't even know what's in there. I would love to get them back before they need to go in the garbage or something. Like, I kind of want to check them out and then be like, all right, I'm going to release them. I don't think I'll keep them forever, but, like, you know, looking back at little me. Yeah.
Who knows? Like, that's so beautiful. I love that you can look back at little you. That's so, my inner child's jealous.
Oh, I don't know what I would even write about. Like, I wrote in, like, elementary school and through middle school and even into high school. Like, I would write about my day. I used to write like 1 page a day. And then I guess over time I started to not really get as attached to it. And then I started my healing journey and then was like, okay, there's like journal prompts that I can follow and actually dive deep into myself and feel like I'm one with the universe. Like you were saying, that's your form of prayer. I think that's really beautiful.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's my form of prayer. Like, I journal a little bit when I was a teenager, but I don't have those like journals or anything like that. It was probably like, you know, thoughts going on in my situationship, and I got like rid of it because I didn't want to like think on that because it wasn't healthy journaling, because you can also, like, you know, journal not so healthy things. And something I like to do when I'm having an intrusive thought, I will sometimes journal about it. But, like, really at this point now, when it comes to the intrusive thoughts, I tell it, that's not true. What are you talking about? Because, like, I've seen, like, the, you know, suggestion of, like, talking to your, like, intrusive thoughts like it's a toddler that isn't getting its way. That's essentially, like, what it is. But when you mentioned the whole journaling prompts, that's what got me into journaling. So I did a lot of, like, programs with Chelsea before she was a hypnotherapist. And I remember her saying to me, okay, we're going to do journaling. And I was like, I don't want to. Do I have to? Can I do something else? Do you have other options? Like, no joke. And then it got to the point where I would do programs with her. And at this point, I liked journaling. So I would be like, wait, you don't have more journals. It went from wanting them to not wanting them. There's just so many books out there that you can, like, use. Like, when you mentioned, like, the whole, like, getting, like, a journal, that's, like, one of my favorite things to do, to go to the store and pick out a journal. Like, when I got my depression journal, I went and found a journal that has, like, lemons on it, and it was like lemon the day or something like that, and that's my depression journal. And it was also on clearance, which was really nice. And I'm almost done with the journal I'm currently writing in, and I'm going to have to go get a new one. But, like, yeah, the cover of the journal, the marker or the color that you use. Like, I used to, like, change different colors. Now I just use purple because purple is my favorite color. And if you can't tell from all of our, like, you know, podcast things, purple and teal.
Yes.
But like, yeah, no, like there's just something about it and I absolutely love it. And it's just so nice of how deep you can dive into something. Like when you have a fight with somebody, you can journal about it and you can figure out, okay, why did I get mad about this? Or why was this a trigger?
Mm. Yeah, I think it's really important to have like a way to process your day or your week or your month or your year and just reflect on yourself. Like I really think that is so powerful. Like before I started a new venture, I started journaling about it and I thought of the five whys. Like and then that was a prompt that I got from Mary where on her
So yeah,
retreat.
I've heard about this. And I think she
Yes.
talked about it in a video before, but it doesn't surprise me that she had you do it on the retreat.
Yeah, it was like why, it was she did it in the retreat as more of an exercise, but then she also reflected on it as like a journaling thing that you could do, but it was like why do you want this? Okay, I want this because why? Because this. And you just keep going 5 times and then you get to like this root cause of like why you decided to go on this venture or what you're looking to do or what's bothering you or something. And I think that's really powerful. So I empower anybody who's listening to this to think about something that they want to achieve or something that they want to do or like why you're feeling down or like anything like that. Like think of something that's on your mind and ask yourself why 5 times and journal about it till you get to the bottom and see what happens because it's an exploratory practice and it's something that has helped me and it's helped me manifest. So I'm like, I'm all for it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like I've used journaling for manifesting as well. And I've never tried the why method through journaling. I have done it with like a conversation with my husband or like talking with a friend where like I'm asking them, okay, but why? And like I would ask them that, but I've never actually done it for myself. My husband's done it for me, but like I've never actually journaled like, okay, here I want this. Okay, why? And then going down and down till I get to the root cause. That method kind of sounds to me like the hypnosis of the journaling of hypnosis of journaling, if that makes any sense.
Ooh, tell
Get
us more.
to the root cause. No, I'm just saying like the way it is, because like when you like are doing a hypnosis, you like go down into the I don't remember what the wavelength is, and I don't want to like get it wrong, but you go down to the like the wavelength where you're like, in your like subconscious and you figure out root causes. Whereas when you're journaling and you do the okay, why, you can get to a root cause.
Interesting. That's very cool. I love that. Yeah, I mean, it's just a way to talk to yourself and give yourself like therapy in a way
Oh
because
yeah,
like
absolutely.
talking it out and feeling out your emotions and figuring out what's going on, I think is super important. Like that has been quintessential in my healing journey, just going through different journaling prompts, like through my certification, like even prior to that, when I was following a creator online, like I was just so enthralled by all the amazing prompts that were happening and the free things that, there's just so many free journaling prompts these days. You could just
Yeah,
probably
I was
search it
gonna
in
say
Instagram, TikTok, Google, whatever, and just find
Chris.
something to get started.
Yeah, Pinterest, because like I was literally thinking about before we like hopped on to record, I was like, okay, where are some places where people can get free prompts? You're right, Instagram, TikTok, just Googling. You could ask AI if you really wanted to. Like, I mean, can you give me some prompts for me to process what I'm going through? And then it'll like you have to be more specific than that, and then it'll give you prompts or whatever. Like, yeah, and also Pinterest, like I love Pinterest so much. Like it's one of my favorite like websites, and I love to like go on and just like look up like random things. I have so many like pin boards, but like for me, like Pinterest is also kind of like the it's like your dream life. But like I also feel like you could like, manifest it if you then journal about it. Hey.
Ooh, I love the concept of manifesting and journaling together because I feel like you can write a letter from like your future self or
I've
something.
done that before. It's so empowering.
Yeah. Yeah, I have too a couple of times and it's just really amazing to look back and be like, Or actually, I've written it from my 90-year-old self. So I haven't been able to look back at
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Yeah, no, I love that so much. Yeah, no, because like I mean, like in school, like we were asked to write a letter to your future self and about this or about that. You talked about that on the episode that we just had with Vicky. Like, I mean, yeah, it's so powerful and like it's just so important no matter what age you are.
Totally. So if somebody is looking to get started with journaling, I know we've kind of given some ideas, but like what has worked for you, Michelle, like in getting started? Is it really just finding that perfect book and pen and like, but then like where do you go from there, you know?
I think for me personally, the best way that I got into journaling is it was through prompts at first. I could not journal if I did not have a prompt. So if you're unsure, I think that's where you should start. There's a book that I have that I can totally put in the show notes. I don't recall the name of it, but it's for your inner child. And it's a really simple way of like kind of like journaling, and it's like set up where I think it's like 90 days where you journal for 90 days, and you don't have to journal for those full 90 days. I myself, I don't even know what day I'm on in the book, but basically like the first thing is it gives like a little activity where it makes you be mindful, and then the second one is like asking you like, okay, how, look at the feelings wheel, how are you feeling right now and what do you need? And then they want at the bottom and has you do affirmations based on that, which sounds really complex. And then that's for like 3 days. And then on the fourth day, you write a letter to one of your inner childs from your higher self or your parent, which is basically you because you're now parenting your inner child. And I know that we'll have an episode in the future on inner child work, and I'm super excited about that. But yeah, no, like that's like pretty complex. So because like I've been journaling now for like almost a decade at this point, which is kind of crazy now that I think about it. Probably a little less than that, probably a decade like next year, but nonetheless, like I've been journaling for a while. So I would say if you want to start with prompts, like Mary has a book. She's got 2 books. We can put them both in the show notes. We had her talk about that. I think what she talked about, not the both books, but she talked about her formula on it.
Yep.
But like I've done the whole first book. I still have the little one because the little one is kind of not the little one, but like the one where it's like a prompt a
Yeah,
day.
it's 100 days of journaling.
Yeah, exactly. And for that one, like I do that when I feel led to doing it. But
Mhm.
for me personally, now that I'm such an expert at it, it's just journaling to journal. Like I journal in the morning to the universe about my day before. And I had the realization a couple weeks ago, and I became more consistent with journaling because I was like, I feel not as connected to the universe as I've been feeling as I have felt in the past. And I was like, okay, well, what can I do? Like I did the whole why thing. Okay, what can I do to feel closer to the universe? And like the root was just spending time with the universe, even if I just journaled. Because you like, we put so much thought into it. Like people who are religious go to church on Sundays, and like good for you. But like for me, like I just think spending time with the universe every morning or even in the car when I'm driving to work, I'll just talk to the universe. And I had a conversation with the universe a couple weeks ago in my car driving to work, and I realized I need to start journaling to the universe more. So I did that. But I also like will write my glimmers out in the morning and just, you know, use it for like a variety of different things. Like my depression journal isn't really like a journal for depression. Like yes it is, but I'm not journaling in there how I'm feeling. It's more so like I was depressed on said date and
Mhm.
here's what I was feeling, and then like when it stops or if it gets worse, I'll go in and notate that. So it's more so for me to like collect data on my depression than anything else.
That's fair. I think there's a purpose to having like specific journals
Oh yeah,
or
absolutely.
entries into whatever realm of your heart and your soul you want to explore.
realm of your heart and of your soul through journaling. I love that.
Yeah, I have really gotten into digital journaling over the
Okay.
years. Gosh, I don't remember what year I found the Day One app, but I had that app and I had probably like 30 different colored journal sections because I would use it for notes. I'd use it for like my certifications and like things I was learning about and like just as a place to like word dump like my whole experience of life. And once I switched over to my beautiful Android and everything and realized that the subscription was tied to my Apple account, I was like, maybe I should say goodbye to this app for now. And it is available on Android. It's not that it's not. It's just that I didn't want to go through that like subscription read this, all this thing, whatever. Like
Yeah,
it
no,
was just it was like a whole conversion thing, and some of my journals were like locked in Apple, and I'm like, I don't want this. So I was like, it's fine. So I exported everything, saved it into my Google Drive, and now I just have a place where it's like I closed that chapter on like that part of journaling for me, but now I have it in my Samsung Notes and I still have sections of folders of colors and things. And,
and
I
that's
journaled at the
great.
beginning of the year. Yeah, I'm super happy about it. I love it. It's just a place for me to like write because my laptop that I have right now um is a Samsung Book 5. Yeah. Samsung Galaxy Book 5 360, and it comes with this like amazing pen that like you can write on the touch screen of it like flips over on itself, the laptop, and like you can write on it and everything, and it's really cool. So I
My
absolutely love
phone comes with one too.
that.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. And like I can literally write on my phone and then it'll save it either as that or change it to text. That is why like Androids are better than Apple phones. Sorry.
Yes. I love
Obviously, you're all entitled to your opinion. So
that.
yeah, but no, yeah, no, I agree with you. I love that so much. But something else that you mentioned as you were talking about digital journaling, like I feel like the two things that we talk about most on this podcast are Mary and the Finch app. Because in the Finch app, you can absolutely like do like prompts or like when you finish a goal, you can like journal how you feel about it. And you're not journaling it in like a journal, you're journaling it in the Finch app and it keeps it. And then like there's also this other thing in the Fin chat that I really love where it's like naming your emotion and you pick the positive, the neutral, or the down one. And after you pick that, it then goes into subcategories. And if you're picking the down one, it goes even further to like kind of like help you get to like the root cause of what you're feeling. And I love that so much. I've used it before. Like we've discussed that we both have Finch Plus, and I totally think it's worth it. Like I have mine's literally like free. It's like Finch Gifted Plus is what it says in the app. And I'm so grateful. But when I someday feel like, okay, I have the money to pay this, I will pay it forward. Because when you mentioned the whole like it's only $9.99 to be a guardian, I'm like, I want to do that someday because I love paying it forward.
Yeah, I am obsessed with this app. I literally just told somebody about it this week, and I was just like so happy to experience the app in a whole new way, like over the years, or well, months, I should say. But like I first found the app like years ago, and I was like, I don't know if this is going to work for me, right? Like I have a reminders app, like I have ways to track like my quote unquote to-dos. But what about like this whole fun gamification aspect of it where you're like
Mm.
taking care of this cute little bird that you get to name, you get to have pronouns and a dress or an outfit or a hat or
You can
eyeglasses, like
you can change the
literally all
color.
the cute things.
I love it so much. And my husband makes a joke all the time. It's like a Tamagotchi, but instead of taking care of the Tamagotchi and keeping the Tamagotchi alive, you're keeping yourself alive and you're just
Yes.
feeding your bird the energy. Yeah, no, like I absolutely love it. I just looked because we had talked before that I didn't remember what my streak was and I didn't want to like not watch the thing because at the beginning of every month there's like a video that they show you of like what the theme is for the month, and this month as we record this is still April, so like the theme is like the Wizard of Oz and it's so cute and you get to go to Oz in it. It's adorable. Like they put so much into this app, and they also do like this thing. I don't know if you've gotten like a notification on your Finch app ever for like events, but like we got two. There was one close by to us, and then there was one a little bit further away, like different weekends where people from the Finch community like came together like in person. Like we were unable to go either of those times, but it was just really, really cool. But at the moment, my streak is 641 days.
That's incredible. I'm like, I just passed like 150 like not too long ago. So I'm like, wow, this is so amazing that like it's just keeps going. Like
Yeah,
I'm excited.
they've like enhanced it like since then. Like there's like also like quests to do where like it might be like sending your bird on an adventure, or naming your emotion, doing a breath exercise, answering like a prompt. They added this new one recently where it's like a question, and it's basically your bird is studying humans, and they have like all these questions like, how do you prefer, do you like talking on the phone? When you are in a crowd, where do you sit or whatever? And it's like team this or team that, and you can see what your friends answered. It's so cute, and it has like a lot of things in there for journaling if you ever needed like that support.
Yeah. No, I love that. And I love the feature with the plus subscription of just being able to like see, like it gives you like resources, all that you mentioned, but also like the reports of how often you write certain words or like whatever. Like that's you're inspiring me to like actually write more into it because I don't get in my reports, they're pretty blank in those areas because I don't really write as much in the app. Like I write when it's a daily quest or something like of like write something you're grateful for. Like I will write something that I'm pretty brief to kind of just click through it, but at least it pauses me from my day and gives me a moment of reflection. And I'm really super grateful for that because like it's just so nice to like have that moment of reflection because I don't think I reflect enough. Like I think now that like like you mentioned before, like we're at a point that we've healed in our journey, but like it isn't linear and we go up and down and things can happen. But like at least for right now, like I feel like I'm in a place where like I don't necessarily need to go in and reflect on myself all the time. But like after this week that I've had so far, like it would be really nice to probably go and write about like, hey, what's going on? Like I found a journal note in my Samsung Notes app that I was like, I didn't get to finish it. And it was like, it was just a question of like, what is bothering me today? And I just didn't answer it. So it's like,
Yeah,
oops.
no, like I love that so much. Like what you just said gave me chills because like it's so powerful. And I remember when I first started journaling, like I mentioned, I went from I don't wanna to prompts to why aren't there more prompts to just journaling on my own. And like not without a prompt is what I mean by that. But
Yeah.
like, yeah, no, I absolutely love the concept of journaling because it also allows you to like process things because like sometimes people process out loud. We've talked about this before. And I do that as well. I do process out loud, but like what I mentioned on the episode that my husband was on is that like, I process externally, he processes internally, which is fine. But like there's times where like I'll journal about what I want to talk to him about. That way I have the right, okay, here's what I want to talk to him about. Like what is the root cause before just going into it and us like having like that conversation. And then when I don't even know if he knows this, but like when I need to like process if we like had a conversation or like had like a disagreement or whatever, I will sometimes then journal about it and be like, okay, I figured it out, let's go, let's do this, like that sort of thing. Because like it definitely is helpful. It can be overwhelming. That's why that's why my suggestion would always be the prompts. But you mentioned the Finch app and how it gives you data and all of that. It's true. But they give you the data even if you don't pay for it. You just can't see all of it. You can only see, I think, like the last week, the week before, and then your current week or whatever. They only let you see like the last 3 weeks, whereas in like the plus, you get to see all of the data.
Yeah. No, I think that's really amazing. And I love that idea that you just shared, with journaling before you have a deep conversation with your partner. Like, I think that's a huge way that we can utilize journaling in our relationships, and not necessarily like to come with notes to the discussion.
Done. Not gonna lie, and not like in like a bad way, just more so like I want to touch on these points. And I was like early on in my healing journey, and like he was fine with it because he was like, okay, she needs the visual. Because used to remember when me and him would like first, when you first get with somebody, everything's like so magical and so perfect. And if you like get to that point where like you then like like not that like we weren't real with each other from the beginning, but like then like things come up and you have like disagreements or whatever. Before we were living together, when we would have a disagreement or an argument or whatever, I would always want us to talk about it through text, because I prefer typing when I'm having a disagreement with somebody than being face to face. But over the years, at least with my husband, I have gotten much better at being able to have that argument face to face. And it's other people I can have like a disagreement with, like my wifey or like my best friend that lives up in Pennsylvania, I think. But like as far as like most people in my life, we very rarely have like disagreements or arguments. And when we do have them, we talk about it like adults.
Very good. No, that's important. It's good because like giving us that moment to understand like how we process, like whether we're verbal processors or like typing it out, writing it out, like verbally processing it in that way, I guess, like using our words, whether it's internal or external, I think is really important and powerful, because like we can then have our future life with our spouse or partner or friends or family or whomever, and like get them to understand more clearly from where we're sitting, right? Like if we're processing a boundary or like something like that and we journal about it ahead of time, it's like you come to that discussion more prepared in a way.
Oh yeah,
because
absolutely.
you're clear in yourself, right? Like I'm verbally processing as we're recording this podcast. Like I'm just doing what I can do. And sometimes when I'm talking and I catch myself and I'm like, "Ooh, did I know what I'm saying there?" Like, I don't know.
Oh
And
yeah, I do that all the time too. You're not the only one that feels that way. And like sometimes when I go back to like re-listen to the episode, I'm like, oh, I don't know what I meant by that. I hope the listeners understand that or whatever or what have you. Because like we said before, like we don't type out scripts because we want it to be authentic. But you had mentioned that like it's very helpful for people and all that. But I'm a visual and hands-on learner. So I think visually being able to write down how I'm feeling, and then I'll sometimes like reread it after I journaled it. And like there'll be times where like I happen to be like flipping through or whatever to like get to the page that I'm on. Like my current journal has a ribbon that I can put in as like a little like, bookmark. But
Sweet.
like, it used to be where I had to like fold the page or use a bookmark. But like I very rarely go back and like reread unless it's like I'm talking about my word of the year, because you had mentioned like processing your emotions at the end of the year. And we talked about all of that in like a reset episode about like journaling about the year. Like that is so powerful. And like if you are curious and want to try it and you don't want to do the prompts, just journal about your day.
Yeah, no,
That might be very, very powerful. I did that for like, I think I did that all of 2022. I had like 2 or 3 journals I went through because of that. Like I journaled literally every single day. Like I did not miss a day.
wow. Wow, that's awesome. No, I love that so much. I mean, I guess it's like for me, it feels like a lost art of just like
Yeah,
not
absolutely.
having that physical journal anymore. Like I have journals, but I've always preferred, like I liked my very first journal, or at least one of the first ones that I had was like this velvet red. It's a very cute. I definitely still have it at my parents' house. I just have to find it somewhere someday. But it's a red velvet like little book with like silver um like foil, I guess, on the edges of the
Foil.
pages. Well, it's like shiny, right? Like I think it's foil.
Yeah, no, like no, this is like foil, or like just like it looks like foil and like feels like foil. I don't know.
Yeah, it's more like I don't know. I only think of foil like that because it's like a magic card, but not that I play Magic the Gathering, but
Okay,
like
okay, yeah, no, that makes sense. I've only played Magic of the Gathering like once, so yeah, no, that
yeah.
makes sense. But I have a journal too that like I bought recently. Like we were at TJ Maxx or something like that, and I saw this journal and I like fell in love with it, and I was like, I don't need one. Like I'm literally standing there having this. I'm like, I don't need one, and I literally did the whole like head to the side thing. And my husband goes, babe, it's $10. And I'm like, no, but I don't need it. And he's like, do you want it? I'm like, yeah, a little bit. And then we just got it and it's sitting up there. And like, I don't know what I'll use it for, but it's so pretty. It's green and it's like got like, it's like, I don't know what kind of material. It's like velvet. And then it has like sequins on it. And it was hand sewn in India.
Wow.
Pretty. I love it so much.
That's really special. You'll find something beautiful to use
Oh
it
yeah,
for.
absolutely. Like I have a journal that I have yet to use. It's brown and it kind of like reminds me of like a spell book. And I was originally going to, and that's the reason why I bought it. I wasn't going to like write spells in it. Like I'm spiritual, but I'm not that spiritual. Um, and like if you are, good for you, send me tips. But yeah, no, like for me, like I have like several books that I wanted to like dive into, like to like, really like learn about spirituality. And I was gonna use that book to like journal down my thoughts. And then like it just got to like, no, I'm just gonna keep it all in one journal. It's fine. But if I decide down the road to like dive deeper into it, that's probably the journal I'll use it for because I haven't used it for, I have yet to use that specific journal. I also have a moon journal that I use that I last year I was like very much like I'm going to journal on the full moon and I'm going to journal on the new moon and it's going to be great. And we talked about this I think in the spirituality episode and a couple other episodes, but like now I give myself so much grace when it comes to like the new moon and full moon. My rituals like they used to be so complex and now I'm like do a reading and call it a day or journal and call it a day because like I mean the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, they're not, they just want you to love them unconditionally the way that they love us unconditionally.
That's so special. I love that so much. I really do agree that like there's a lot to be said when you connect with that divine download that I've experienced only a handful of times in my life so far, and I hope to receive more downloads in the future, but like in the moment in life, it's just amazing to have that connection. I think journaling is just a catalyst to be able to do that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like you mentioned like how you like manifested things through journaling. Same. I've done the same exact thing. I've talked about her before on the podcast. She would be a dream guest, but I would love for us to eventually have her on. But Sarah Prout, that's what I'm talking about. She does manifesting through journaling all the time. And like she's talked about it and she's the reason why I say dear universe and all of like she's why I call it the universe. She's the reason why I say so be it, so it is, because like that's like I mentioned on the spirituality episode. That's my new amen. Um and like it's very, 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 very powerful. And you can manifest just about anything. I've talked about how like there's specific and non-specific manifesting and like you don't have to journal to manifest things because as we mentioned before, the universe also has a sense of humor in both a good way and a not so great way.
Yes, absolutely. Ah, that's so nice. Yeah, I would love to talk more about manifesting in the future with a guest or with just you and I on another recording. Like I think that'd be really special because I used to have this really not so great relationship with manifesting, I guess, if I'd put it that way. Like I used to think like, oh, but I imagined my life in this way and then it didn't happen a certain way. But then one of my manifestations like earlier this year or end of last year, like it came true. And I see now how different my life is because I was able to connect with myself and
Mm.
like just feel it deeply. And I think that is in part to like just like doing self-reflection. Like for me, like I don't think I necessarily journaled about that in particular, but like I think, yeah, part of the journey I did, but like, you know, ultimately getting into that place of like, yes, I have this new venture, I have this new opportunity, like I'm moving forward in life, like things are working out for me. Like it finally took like years, you know, and then and now I'm in a place where like everything just feels good. So I'm just super grateful.
Oh, I love that so much. When you mentioned that you had a weird relationship with manifesting, I don't know if you saw my face. I like dropped my jaw and covered my mouth, and I was like, I want her to speak. I'm not going to interrupt her. But I was like thinking, oh my God, same. I used to have such a weird relationship with manifesting because I was like, I didn't understand it. And the first time someone said something, like explained to me, like, nah, that doesn't work. What are you talking about? And like, then through like just living, I realized, oh no, it works.
Yeah, no, I agree. There was this book, oh gosh, I don't know what it was. Oh, it was called The Secret. The Secret. Um, I think I have it, or I used to have it. I don't know, but it's called The Secret. And I remember in this book, there was a part that said like everything in the universe vibrates, and what you put out in the universe vibrates back to you. And I was like, oh my gosh, what a revolutionary like this was years ago that I learned. And The Secret is like no secret to people who know like this book, but like it's just so beautiful to like actually recognize that like we can write something out, and that puts that vibration out, and then it can come true in the future, however long it takes.
I love that so much. I'm teary-eyed right now.
Oh my goodness.
Like I like that quote that you just said gave me chills.
Oh,
And before you talked, yeah.
oh, you're
Like
so sweet.
journaling can do that to you. You get to the root cause of your emotions, and then it can cause you to cry.
Oh yeah, definitely.
In a good way, not in like a bad way, in a good way. Because there's good tears and there's bad tears. And that's something that I really wish that my younger self knew.
Mm. Aw.
Yeah.
Wow. Now that makes me emotional because I agree, like just looking back at that younger self and just thinking like, oh, if I could just go and hold her like and just tell her it's going to be okay, you know. And we can connect through journaling, you know. We can connect with our inner children and reflect, and I think it's just so beautiful and special.
Yeah, no, for sure. For sure. I think we need to stop recording before I start bawling my eyes out.
Oh, well, thank you, Michelle. Thank you so much for being there for me and our listeners through time. And I mean, this is our 21st episode, you know. We're
It's so crazy. I was thinking when we recorded the episode with Vicky, like, how are we on episode 20? Like, what is life? That's so insane.
I
And I
know.
know I'll say that when we get to like probably the next time I'll say that probably when we get to like 30, and then the next time will probably be like 50. Like, the numbers that are like significant
Yeah.
in life is 21, 30, and so on and so forth. Yeah. Not that like you should celebrate every year for your birthday.
Absolutely. No, I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Of
We will
course.
talk again soon.
Yeah, talk again soon. Bye for now.
Thank you for listening to this episode of All Things Mental.
Please follow us on social media at All Things Mental Podcast to let us know how this episode helped you on your healing journey.
Subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts so that you don't miss an episode.
And remember,
You are not broken
you're just becoming a more beautiful version
of your higher self.